this is our 6th video in our series Learn the Tenses. In the first 5 videos we've looked at some present and past tenses, which I hope you've enjoyed and learned a lot from. And now it's time to move on to the future tenses. And today we'll begin with will and going to. So when you're ready, we can begin. Right. Future simple and going to future. Let's look at formulation first. Now, future simple is really the simplest tense in English. Just add will to your pronoun and then the infinitive. So, I'll do it. You'll do it. He'll do it. She'll do it. It'll do it. You'll do it. We'll do it. And finally, they'll do it. You notice that will contracts to l. Let's look at the formulation of the going to future. For going to future, you simply conjugate the verb to be, then add going to, and then the infinitive. Let's have a look. I'm going to do it. You're going to do it. He's going to do it. She's going to do it. It's going to do it. You're going to do it. We're going to do it. And finally, they're going to do it. Let's move on to usage now. Future simple. Future simple has 2 main usages. The first one is to express a possibility in the future. And in this case, we usually put in an expression of possibility in our sentence. Expressions such as I hope, I think, maybe, probably. Let's look at some examples. It'll probably rain tonight. I hope he'll pass his test. If we don't hurry, we'll miss our flight. The second usage of the future simple tense is when you make a decision at the time of speaking. This usually happens in a dialogue. Someone says something or asks you to do something, and you react. And when you react, you use the future simple. Let's look at examples. Someone says, "It's terribly cold in this room," and you decide at that moment to put the heater on for them. You use the future simple. I'll put the heater on for you. Someone calls and says, "May I speak to Mr. Rossi, please?" You decide that you'll put them through to Mr. Rossi, and you'll say, "Hold on, I'll put you through." Let's look at another example. Someone says to you, "I'd love to see the town." Having heard this, you decide to show them around. So you say, "Really? Okay, I'll show you around." Now, let's look at the usage of the going to future. Again, there are 2 main usages. The first one is to indicate some form of certainty for the future, something that's certain to happen. Let's look at some examples. Look at those black clouds. It's going to rain any minute. He has studied really hard. He's definitely going to pass his test. The roads are all blocked. We're going to miss our flight. Let's look at the second usage of the going to future. When you talk about a decision or a plan you have made before the time of speaking. For example, I'm cold. I'm going to put the heater on. Mr. Rossi isn't here. I'm going to put you through to his assistant. I know you want to see the town. I'm going to show you around. Let's compare the two tenses for each usage. Let's look at the first usages of will and going to. As you will remember, will was to express a possibility, and going to was to express certainty. Let's compare the examples. It'll probably rain tonight. We're not sure. Compare that with, look at those black clouds. It's going to rain any minute. It's certain. There is no doubt. The next example was, I hope he'll pass his test, but I'm not sure. Compare that with, he has studied really hard. He is definitely going to pass his test. The word definitely underlines the certainty in this tense. And the final example was, if we don't hurry, we'll miss our flight. There's a possibility of missing your flight. However, if the roads are all blocked, and there's certainty that you will miss your flight, you will say, we're going to miss our flight. There's no doubt.